Hello again, it is I, Mitch. Welcome to our list of best games of this year according to their release dates. In this video, we'll be highlighting the top releases of 2022 across all the platforms and sharing our thoughts on what makes them stand out from the rest of the titles. Without further ado, let's start with our first game. Coming in first, Elden Ring. The Best Game of the Year award winner is the first major game released in 2022. Elden Ring expanded on From Software's tried and true formula, a dense, hardcore universe packed with furtive secrets and lore, into one of the best worlds ever rendered in games. The Lands Between, where it takes place, encompasses over 157 unique boss fights across innumerable dungeons, alcoves, and temples along the way. And the developers took no shortcuts. Every inch of this forsaken realm is filled with a literally ass-kicking boss to kill the players. You can play for days before trying a completely new build and approach to tackle the enemies. Elden Ring is truly an achievement and gift to the gamers.
Become Elden Lord.
Coming up next, Horizon Forbidden West. This is a PlayStation exclusive sequel to the 2017's Horizon, and another very anticipated open world title of 2022. Despite the delays, the game made huge waves among gamers, with the graphics, storyline, and music. The protagonist is a cave woman in post-apocalyptic America that happens to be populated by hulking cybernetic dinosaurs. Also, you explore underground ruins that appear to be the abandoned laboratories of a much more modern human race. Gameplay-wise, this is still an open-world adventure that's at its best when you're facing off against one of those aluminum-plated T-Rexes. But the story is also interesting. No doubt, it is easily one of the most memorable games released this year. Up next, Tunic. At first glance, it seems like a colorful little action-adventure starring an adorable fox with a little sword. But in defiance of modern games trying to guide players to destinations, Tunic emphasizes on exploration and discovery. Though its world seems adorable, it's also quite dangerous. Taking a Souls-like approach, the combat is methodical, relying on well-timed parries and dodges. Even small enemies pose a thrilling threat, and the defeating of the larger bosses feels rewarding to the players. But if you want to be an explorer without hitting combat roadblocks, Tunic has great accessibility options to tailor the experience to your liking. One of the best indie games of the year. Coming in next, Marvel Snap. This is a Magic-style collectible card game set in the Marvel Universe. You'll have a deck of 12 cards, each player getting 6 turns in 3 different locations, and winning 2 of the 3 is the path to victory. As a mobile-first game, it's optimized for the device you already have on you at all times. Matches are designed to be quick, lasting only 2 to 3 minutes. Matchmaking is fast, and most importantly, the monetization seems very fair, honestly. There is no pay-to-win scenarios, as even the premium currency can only buy you variants and more missions. A monthly season pass lets you earn new cards and variants, but they're overpowered compared to what you can earn for free. We can say it's simply the best card game of this year.
Wakanda forever!
Next time, I'll try to break a sweat.
Up next, Neon White. It is a first-person shooter where players are pretty much invincible. You are trapped in purgatory where you need to fight to gain access to heaven. There are demons standing in your path, but most of them are easily killable. The true villain is the timer, which can mercilessly separate you from a gold or a bronze medal in a matter of seconds. The levels in-game can usually be completed in a minute or less, and they each require very precise air dashes, double jumps, and ground pounds. It's like a parkour run in zero gravity. When it all comes together, Neon White is a masterclass of momentum and control. The struggle to shave that last millisecond off is what makes it a heavy-hitting, fun game. Next, Stray. It is a massive hit indie game from the studio named Blue 12. Stray is a puzzle-solving adventure game where you play as a cat. Yes, there's even a dedicated meow button, featuring a neon-lit cyberpunk city and puzzle-solving cats both in the game. Stray succeeds because it is a love letter to cat people. Your kitty can scratch up carpets, ruin couches, knock over household items, and make those uniquely feline leaps into tight spaces. The developers really put so much effort to recreate the proclivities of the average house cat. It offers an experience that keeps you invested from start to finish. No wonder it is one of the gems of 2022. Coming up next, Splatoon 3. It's a third-person shooter game exclusive to the Switch console. It is the sequel to the Splatoon series and features similar gameplay. The players control Inklings and use colored ink to attack opponents and cover the playing field with the color of their team to win. The multiplayer mode is where the game really shines. You're going to use ink shotguns, pistols, sniper rifles, and so on to dispense massive oily payloads of ink. The game feels very vibrant and colorful, creating a visually striking experience which sets it apart from other shooter games. Also, it has a large active player base, gets regular updates and events to keep things fresh throughout the year. Hands down, it's the most fun multiplayer game of the year. Up next, Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope. It's another Switch exclusive, action-adventure, turn-based strategy game by Ubisoft. The game is a crossover between two franchises, and it's a sequel to the previous title of the same series. Players control a team of Mario and Rabbids characters as they explore worlds and battle enemies. The game features many weapons and abilities that players can use to defeat enemies, as well as solve puzzles. Often moving from point A to point B is the most boring part of tactical turn-based games, but Sparks of Hope makes it the most exciting part of each battle. The strategy is easy to learn, but it becomes enjoyably challenging later on. Overall, it's an incredibly fun game, which is why it's one of our favorite games of the year. Up next, Overwatch 2. This is the latest chapter in the massively popular game, Overwatch. Even after a very bumpy launch, the developers continued to work on it, finally smoothing everything out over the updates. After a couple of months, gamers were enjoying their favorite characters like Genji, Hanzo, Sombra, and many more. The game is known for its fast-paced and highly competitive multiplayer mode, in which players choose a unique hero and work together to complete objectives and defeat enemies. Overwatch 2 also features a story-based single-player and co-op mode called Hero Missions, where players can complete objectives and unlock new content. It was one of the most awaited releases of this year.
Some of the new.
Last but not least, God of War Ragnarok. This game is the culmination of a character arc that is a legend in itself. It follows Kratos, the one-time Greek god of war known for his brutality and destruction, finally finding balance as a father, learning not to hold on too tight while another uses his iron grip on his family. This journey is set in the Norse realm for the event of Ragnarok, which marks the end of the world for both gods and men, while Kratos attempts to guide his son Atreus. Kratos and Atreus travel through the Odyssey that brings them both to fight with Thor, Odin, and other Norse gods, each of which is facing their own demons. It's the story of a son understanding the value of wisdom that comes from experience. The game is incredibly well written, providing an experience like no other. It is simply one of the best action games, not only of this year, but of this last decade.
We will make our own destiny.
Thank you for watching our list of the best games of this year. We hope you enjoyed our picks and found some new games to add to your collection. Don't forget to like and subscribe for similar content, and let us know in the comments what your favorite games of the year were. See you guys.